한여름 무더위가 아닌데도 포근포근인 이불 속인데도 난 밤새 뒤척여 잠들 수 없어. 그 이유를 모르겠어. 난 알 길이 없어. 연기처럼 네 생각이 피어올라마 필름처럼 쭉쭉 스쳐가니 모습. 웃음이 터져나와 엉두를 자신 없어. 난 정신 차리면 아침을 깨는 소리. 피어나는 스무고개 양들을 새는 틈에 둥둥둥둥 둥둥둥둥 나만의 달처럼 떠오르네. 별들이 가득 어둠 속에 비로소 널 알겠어. Because of you, 너 때문에 잠 못 들어. 매일 밤 새고 있잖아. 해를 다 쓰고도 시간이 더 필요해. 난 온종일 아픔만 했어. 너에겐 티 한 번 못 내. 이건 다 비밀. 피어나는 스무고개 양들을 새는 틈에 비로소 널 알겠어. Because of you, 너 때문에 잠 못 들어. 매일 밤 새고 있잖아. 해를 다 쓰고도 시간이 더 필요해. 너는 꿈에도 모를 거야. 너 때문에 흘러간 시간들 그 속에 스쳐간 생각들. 하루조차 모자랐어. 근데 이유는 나 하나라서. 난 너무도 행복한 고민이래. Because of you, 너 때문에 잠 못 들어. 매일 밤 새고 있잖아. 해를 다 쓰고도 시간이 더 필요해. 너 때문에 너 때문에 너 때문에 너 때문에 너 때문에 너 때문에 because of you. Close my eyes. 들려오는 바람의 노래에 귀 기울여봐. It's alright. 두려워 말고 널 내게 맡겨봐. And come with me tonight. 모두가 잠든
Hello, 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 hello. Oh, I just realized I have to charge my camera. Give me 1 second.
한 걸음 가까이 떨리는 맘을 숨길 수가 없어. 난 그곳으로 가. 하늘 위 깊은 곳으로 낯을 올려. 난 구름의 바람을 타고 멀리 기억한
All right, we should be good.
겨울로 나를 데려가. 자유로운 뱃속을
Hey, Blake, how's it going? Booty Arb, hello, hello. Did I read that right? Hope everyone's having a good midweek. I took the day off yesterday to basically to do my U.S. taxes, but you know, we got through it as we always do. I really should do them earlier. I tell that to myself every year. We have our China recap up. If you want to just keep tabs on what's going on with China, with VCT China, you can check out that. It was just uploaded a little bit ago. And today we will do our Pacific quick review and Pickems. I'm going to try to get through the review much quicker today because really it is just about the Pickems and playoff chances and whatnot. So it should be good. And then we'll chill. I wanted to start the stream about an hour ago, but had to take care of a couple extra things, so unfortunately I don't know if we'll see if I want to do like last epoch kind of preview planning or if I want to just chill with some PoE, and then we'll watch the first match of EMEA today, chat. Just, I want to be there just in case. Between Vitality and Apex, just in case. I won't be able to watch the second match, but we'll watch the first match. I was playing Baldur's Gate 3 while watching your VODs on the side about it because they came out with its last patch. Oh, right on, right on. Hey, Kaminari. Hello, hello. New fronts. You missed Nongshim losing to T1. I know. It's funny because earlier today I was like, oh yeah, when is that game? And I was like, oh, it's today. I hadn't requested the rights to watch Party, and I was like, oh well. And then I checked in a bit ago and saw that they lost. 2-1, though. Not too bad, I think. From what I'm aware of, Nongshim is a pretty strong, mid to high contender right now in League. 2-1, not a bad place to be, I think. It was a good match. That's good. Yeah, some 2-1s are not good matches. Pacific Pickems win. We will do them shortly. Like we'll start them in the next couple of minutes. Can't believe we're already at the end of stage 1. Time flies. I requested to be on site for the Nongshim match, but I don't know if it sounds like Tens is going to be there this week, so I don't know if they'll have a slot because that day is also DRX Gen G, so I feel like Duenmo might want to take up one of the stations on the Korean side, but we'll see. Yeah, I think at some point this year I'll definitely see if I can get rights to watch some of the Nongshim League games because it seems like it's a good year to be part of Nongshim for sure. If you watched it, would have been good for Sliggy's narrative. Hey, no void. Baker is still playing. He's still the GOAT. Your in-ears are dying. Oh, I feel you on that. If you're still casting Pacific, do you think you would get picked up by Nongshim? No. Because for one, I wouldn't have reached out, but also I wouldn't be part of an org if I was actually casting. I think Analyst Desk is okay. Depending, right? Depending on the setup, but as a caster, I think it's, unless you're like guest casting, obviously, there's just a nature of conflict of interest. Even hosting, technically, I think being part of an org is probably not good, but that could maybe pass if you're very professional about it and you have a good track record, but doesn't Baby Bay cast as an org member? He's not actually part of an org, though. He just helps host the NRG podcast, right? And then Spike Talk isn't talent-owned either. He's very close to certain orgs, right? But that's different from being, like, paid by the org. Like, as a member. Being paid on a contract basis for events is one thing. Like, that's like, me, Seth, and Clinton have all been part of some teams' like, videos. But I think that would be a little bit different. I think most of the Indocasters are part of boosters. See, it is a little different. It's a little bit different when you're, I think, one of the like secondary languages or like sub-regions, because generally your cast will be a bit biased, and like that's part of the fun, right? Like the Korean casters are fairly biased. Obviously, they try not to be too much because it's Korean in the venue. So they don't try to do that too much, but like during international events, like it's gonna be biased, right? So I think that's I think that's a little bit different. I think that's a bit more excusable. I think on the English side, it's a lot tougher. It also just kind of depends on the the ecosystem of each region. I'm not saying it's not doable. Like, I wouldn't necessarily judge anyone for it, but I think personally I would want to avoid it a little bit. But it's also a case of, like, it depends on how you're balancing your work and how that works out. Like, I think it's different if your scene and your ecosystem is built around, like, we have influencers casting versus, like, we have casters and then we have influencers. And then it's like, if you're double dipping, you're probably not doing both up to par. But again, it depends. It depends on, like, the setup. I know some of the people. Yeah, I know some of the Indo people are, like, either partnered or at least, like, affiliated. But yeah, Baby Bay isn't. Why would Tens come to Korea for? Well, it sounds like he's like visiting Japan, and then he tweeted out that he's like going to Japan, and then he'll be in Korea for the weekend to watch party Pacific. I don't know. It might be a case of, like, he's in Japan, so he just figured this could be like a Tens decision where he's like, well, I wanted to go to Japan, and then I might as well go to Korea, and, like, since now he's like a Valorant full-time influencer, it's like, hey, like, go say hi to the fans, like, whatever. It could have also been Pacific reaching out, right? Either way, I think it's good. Lots of fans for Tens in Korea, and it'd be good, it'd be good to, I'm sure he'll have, like, a guest appearance on the broadcast and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, great. It'd be great. So, like, listen. I mean, because there's only 2 stations, unless they're setting up more for some of these guest appearances. Listen, if I don't get to watch party in venue because of Tens, like, I'll take that, I'll let Tens have this one, chat. I'll let Tens have this one. Co-stream with Tens. If I can be in the venue, then I might ask if, we want to collab a little bit, but Nongshim Tens one. So yeah, so we'll see. Otherwise, we'll just watch party at home. No biggie. It should be a banger day. I assume he will be co-streaming at least that day, because it's like DRX Gen G and then Nongshim Zeta, and, like, Nongshim Zeta matters a lot, and DRX Gen G is DRX Gen G, so I have a feeling. Bribe him, yeah, I might have to look into that. I might have to be like, yo, Nongshim, we gotta get, like, the greatest care package ever in the history of Nongshim. Chase the money. Tens is money. No, for sure. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know what the setup's gonna be, but I'm waiting to hear if I'll have a slot or not for one. So we shall see. Yeah, no, DRX Gen G is gonna be a banger no matter what, just because it's gonna be, like, so fired up. It's gonna be so charged up. Hey, so before we get to Pickems, we'll do Pickems in a second, chat. When is the last Epoch update? Like, everyone's saying Thursday, but I assume that's Thursday US time. I assume it's a global update. On April 17th, 11 a.m. CDT. What is CDT? Central Daylight Saving Time? So that's like in the morning of Friday. So I guess we'll chill with PoE2 today. We can do a little bit of Last Epoch planning tomorrow, and then we can check out the Last Epoch update on Friday, I guess. Country dull time. Which match is being played in Japan again? That's just for stage 2. It's just for the stage 2 play, like, finals weekend, I believe. They didn't specify exactly which matches, but I assume it would be the top 4. It'd be really sick if it was the top 6, but doubtful. Yeah, maybe even just top 3, but I assume top 4, because I think probably what they'll do is do like a 3-day weekend, right? You do upper and lower semis, and then lower finals, and then upper finals. And I think it's because like Riot is, I think, trying to push the narrative of like stage 1 is mid-season, like it's mid-season playoffs. So that's what they keep calling it. It's kind of weird because like it doesn't really, like then I do think they need to kind of review how they're calling all the events. Like I'm fine with Masters being Masters and Champions being Champions. Like I'm okay with that. I think that's cool. But like the names matter. Like the names for seasons and stages matter because it doesn't really feel like there's a good thread. Because like kickoff is a separate thing. I'm fine with that in a vacuum. But that goes to a Masters, which is obviously smaller in size. But even that I'm like willing to overlook. But then it's like stage 1 and there's a big playoffs and a finals. But it's like, oh, but yeah, no, that's not a big deal. But it does go to Masters where there are going to be 12 teams. And it's like, okay. But like, oh, it's like not a big deal. And then it's like, bam, really big deal. And it's like, I'm a little confused. I told my parents about this moderation thing and they were beyond, I mean, understandably so. I would love to see this world, but RQ are still a staple in my head as one of those teams that don't go to internationals. Boom, RQ T1 to Toronto. Ooh. Not too bold. Bold, but not too bold. Boom, RQ, and GE. Trying to sneak GE in there. Listen, GE needs a bit more time. Hey, Chobra, any plans to do a group watch party for the Nongshim match with other clearly non-biased individuals? You mean tens? Or you just mean other people that might be there? I'm waiting to see if I'll be there for one, and then if not, yeah, maybe we'll get some people on a call. I'm not sure. Could call stage 1 like spring split and spring playoffs, stage 2 summer split. Yeah, but I think it's also like the whole mid-season playoffs is it works for them because it gives them legitimacy in making a big deal like financially about stage 1 playoffs, which like again I get it, but it's like I don't know, it feels tacked on to Masters. Like to me it's just something doesn't quite line up with the Masters narrative and then stage narratives. Like something doesn't quite line up, so hopefully they figure that out. What's up, Tron? My luck's been insane today. 4 uniques. Now I'm just building into Katana. Nice new fronts. Yeah, well, let's get through the Pickems so we can play some PoE 2. I'm at a pretty good spot with my build now. Well, I can talk about it as well. I did a lot of, in my spare time, I've been doing a lot of Path of Building, just theory crafting back and forth. Pretty excited for Last Epoch. I don't know anything about the patch notes. I don't know if I'll really read through all of it, but probably what we'll do tomorrow is we'll just kind of look at the skills and classes and pick one and kind of see what I plan out and see if it works or not. And then we'll check that out on Friday. What are we talking about? We're talking about all sorts of things. We're talking about PoE 2. We're talking about Last Epoch. We're talking about playoff chances. We're talking about VCT format. We're talking about tens. We're talking about Nongshim. I always think the VCT season should be a bit more dense and sporadic. Make it feel like a tour with bigger breaks. Yeah, I mean, I think current VCT is just a case of they kept adding things on to build up, but it was like piece by piece, and the whole picture doesn't quite come together. Like every single piece on its own kind of makes sense, but it's not coming together. But also, they're gonna do a big reboot more or less in 2027 anyway, so it doesn't really make too much sense to do like a grand overhaul, which I also understand. So we'll see. We'll see. I said I moderated for an unemployed man who watches esports. Not entirely wrong. Nongshim and Boom both go to... Oh, chat. Okay, we gotta do our Pickems video because we gotta talk about something. We gotta talk about something. I hear there might be some delusional Zeta believers who have a feet fetish for Zeta. Oh, it would be funny. It would be funny if he's not casting. I should see if Paper then wants to have a little shouting match. Yeah, that's always gonna be the big question, no void. One of these days we'll have to chat. Bring out all the Prime subs so I can start paying the mods at some point. Are we getting EMEA today from you? Yeah, just the first match, though. Just the first match. No, that was no Void, Tron. No Void friggin' burned me. Okay. Let's see. What do I have to have open for... this recap here. Week 4 matches.
Stephen Legge's belly button gifted a tier 1 sub to unemployed. They have given
Why? Wait, who is unemployed? Stephen Legge's belly button, thank you so much for the tier 1 gifted sub. Thank you so much for the support. Welcome. Welcome to the channel, unemployed. Just like me, for real, for real. Imagine Boom wins Toronto. That would be sick, honestly. Like it would suck as Nongshim. It would suck for me, but it would be a sick storyline. But it would suck. I just want to clarify that because that would give I mean, it's not really going to matter because Nongshim's going to win stage 2 anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. So like, yeah, we can both win and then Nongshim will just do better at champs. Like that's cool, but it would kind of suck. Iskander, we are streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, yes. Toronto's going to be a banger no matter what. I think Toronto's going to be sick. I don't know when it's going to go up. I assume sometime like Thursday or Friday. I just was on Cosmic Divide. We just recorded Cosmic Divide last night, and we were like talking through, you know, the chances and what teams we think are going to go, and it's like Toronto's already looking very promising. I think this year is... Every year has always been an upgrade, in my opinion. But this year, I think, is the first year that I've really felt like there were... like, really good stories, but also unique teams, and it's drama, and kind of back and forth for certain regions. I think this year's the first year it really feels like it's coming together. Last year was close, but last year I think we kind of got lucky with the narratives between Sen and Gen G, quite frankly, and Heretics, right? Like the finalists. But no, we haven't done the Pickems yet. If Nongshim gets relegated, can they just drop the whole roster and sign the Ascension roster? No. Because the only way Nongshim was able to do that with Simprisa Gaming is because they bought like the entire org of SPG. It just so happened that SPG only had, yeah. And I think if you like, let's say it's another org that only has a Valorant team. I think if Nongshim like tried to do that 2 times in a row, they probably wouldn't really like that. But also, I feel like the Nongshim org is pretty invested into this roster. I think because they had a really good challengers roster. And, you know, they had to make the tough decision of needing to drop that roster to keep this one, so. All right, here we go. Let's mute the music. Okay, so as always, chat, we are going to record this. We're going to do our Pacific Pickems. We're going to do a quick review. I know I always say quick. This time I'm really going to make it a bit quicker. You know, just like a couple quick 1-line, 2-line summaries of each match, things to look out for. And then we will jump into, and then we'll do our updated ratings of each team, and then we will do Pickems. So that's always the order. You just used the line you said to Sideshow on Plat Chat. What did I say? What did I say? What did I do? You got Nissin noodles on your desk right now. Oof. Big L. What is the Nongshim team invested in you? Of course. Have we been watching the Pacific content games recently? Not all of them. Not all of them. Yeah, no, I actually that's okay. Just before we jump in, for those who don't know, VCT Pacific has been putting up like these mini game videos between teams, and there's one between DFM and Zeta, and it shows a lot of the character of Art. Like Art is very much a jokester. Obviously, like how is he as a person? Like I don't know, but he's obviously a very very humorous guy, which is why honestly my heart goes out to him when he just looks so upset and stressed and lost as an IGL, right? Like after their losses, like you can tell he knows he's kind of out of his depth. So I feel for him. I hope he can improve, but you know, otherwise he is very clearly a weak link for the team. But hopefully he can improve. All right. Okay. Can't we all just get along? I mean, we can get along as long as we admit that Nongshim is better, you know? Okay, and with that, let us get ready. This is heading into week 5. Recording is on. We are going to be recording, obviously. Take part in the discussion as you so choose. Chat, you're always welcome to do so. Give me 1 second. Let me just make sure that this is all set up. Huh. So it's not. Weird. Where is... In general... Oh, no, I see what happened. Okay. All right. Okay. Recording is on. And this is week 5. Pacific. All right, cool. Here we go, chat. Welcome, YouTube. It's Chobra, and we are getting ready for our last week of VCT Pacific Stage 1. The regulation phase, the group stage. We just have one match left for each team, and a lot of these still matter. And some of them, quite frankly, like matter the most, because it's kind of when you move in, lose, you're out. So these are going to be some banger ways to wrap up Stage 1 before we get ready for the top 8 going into the playoffs. But before we jump into that, let's do a quick review of what happened in Week 4. Let's update where we think each team's strengths are, right, where their power ratings are going into the very last week, and then we will jump into our Pickems. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Let's see, how much do I want to zoom in here? Okay. So we will begin with Nongshim Red Force versus Team Secret. I mean, listen, there's not much to say here. Thankfully, it was a 2-0. I would have been very concerned if it was a 2-1. You know, it's Pearl and Split, two maps that I think do favor Nongshim a little bit. So, kind of interesting that this was allowed. The Haven ban, kind of interesting, coming out from Secret here. But Icebox being banned out from Nongshim, not too surprising there. But Pearl and Split, you know, these are maps that I think Nongshim has generally favored all Stage 1, even when they were playing, you know, even as they're switching comps. Dombi continues to be back on the Neon. That's always great. And the Split was just an absolute slapping against Team Secret. Yeah, I mean, does this mean that like Nongshim's entirely back? You know, I think they're on track. They're on track to kind of now figure out, okay, our old form, how does that work in the current meta, and then how do we apply that to each map in the map pool? So I think that it's a work in progress, But overall, Team Secret, I think most would agree that they currently look like the weakest team, or at least one of the weakest teams in Pacific. So it's a good thing that Nongshim didn't really falter here. And Neon on the split, it works out. Who would have thought? Great to see. You still have the deadlock. I love that as well. Francis is fragging, on the Teo. That's good. And hopefully Persia is feeling better. And then, he was fragging out anyway, and then he can frag out a lot. Francis does kind of just out-frag everybody, though, like by a vast amount. So that's pretty good. On the side of Team Secret, there's not much to say. They still haven't changed. They're still not great. They're still not interesting. That's the end of the story. And then that day also had another banger of DRX versus Boom Esports, which, I thought was going to be a close game for sure. I did predict Boom, but it was kind of hard to imagine what would come of this. So very, very interesting. Now, obviously, if you watched the matches and you've been following along, you do know that Freeing was playing the Yoru all of a sudden, and we found out afterwards that it was kind of a last-minute change requested by Flashback to take a leave of absence, personal leave of absence. They're not indulging any more information on that front, but obviously something's happened here where DRX has had to make an emergency change. So in some ways, like if you're a DRX fan, I think you can just be like, you know what? Listen, like the players did well with what they had. The cards that they were dealt, it wasn't great. They were still able to, hang in this match, right? It goes into overtime, but they're able to close that one out. 8 rounds on the other 2 maps. It's not the greatest thing. Obviously, I think there were several times, especially like Freeing not looking that comfortable on the Yoru, certain rounds that you just shouldn't have really let go back into Boom's hands. Yes, that happens, but if you consider the circumstances, it's like, if you're a DRX fan, this is one where you're just like, you know what? I'm not saying we would have won no matter what, but it's like I can forget about this match if you're a DRX fan. But if you're a Boom fan, it's like it doesn't matter to the circumstances. You were able to close it out because DRX was one of those teams where a lot of us thought, I don't know, they're probably still top 2 no matter what. Like they look strong. They look like they'll be able to battle through it. So I think that's great news. The fact that NC Slasher continues to be one of the top fraggers, I think, is very, very impressive. Famous goes crazy in this one, dropping 60. Berserk's once again rising up to the occasion. Like Boom just looks better and better and better. Now, DOS9 on the ISO did not look better and better and better. It does seem like he is just built to be a controller. It does seem like he just likes playing controller. So that's something that they'll have to figure out. Because if not, like the Haven, I mean, it still went to overtime. So like there is that, but that's something that probably a lot of other teams could exploit if you know that that's coming. But otherwise, like Boom just looks really good. I think they've really grown as a team. And quite frankly, going into playoffs, like you're going to just have more and more data, right? So I think they're going to look better and better for the most part. We'll talk about some other circumstances where that may not happen. But yeah, I think for Boom, it's great. For DRX, they should be looking better, right? Because I assume now they'll just stick with this 5 with Bane and then Freeing. So they should be looking better whether they stick with Double Duelist or not. They should look better than the previous week. And they should still be a strong team. T1 versus RRQ. Oh boy. Indonesia was feasting this past weekend as RRQ finally closed it out against a very, very strong team in a match that mostly mattered. Unfortunately, we're still not sure if they can really pull it off in a match that really matters, like an elimination match. We don't know about that yet. But overall, the RRQ continues to look better and better. I think this is a case of that first loss to Nongshim in regulation did a lot of good for RRQ. I think they went back to the drawing board and said, okay, like now we know we still have work to do on A, B, and C. And since then, they've been looking better and better. There's still, overall, are there rounds where you would still like them to go a bit faster? Sure. But I think they're working on that. We can see the improvement week by week. And then also they are more and more thorough, especially as they get closer to winning, which is, I think, oftentimes where they would falter. So very, very good for RRQ. Great week. I would say for T1, I don't know if it's too concerning. Like, even in the post-match conference, I mean, Buzz obviously looked very upset, but he said, sometimes these are the losses you need to really learn what you have to improve on. Obviously, Buzz was just not having a day. He was, as you can tell, he was not having a day. Only really being part in any way, shape, or form of 53% of the kills. The rating's bad. The kill death is bad. It was a rough day for Buzz, but I do think this was you had it coming. It had to happen at some point, especially because they weren't really innovating since Bangkok. They were just working with what they knew, and they needed the wake up call. I think they were fine with just kind of seeing, hey, how far do we go? We are probably making it into playoffs, so no need, unless they got crushed like the first 2 weeks. I don't think they would have done anything differently anyway. But the question is now is like, okay, well, unless you do change. Now other teams are going to beat you, so you can't rely on just fundies to make it through. The big question remains on whether they will change things up for the last week or not. Just shortly, to keep it short, I don't think they will, right? You're already into playoffs. You should be fine. So I think T1 is okay with still kind of just doing their best in what they have and then pull out the big cards for playoffs, but we'll have to wait and see. But they are going to have to make some meta changes, like on maps like Icebox. And I would argue maybe even the Lotus, you're going to need a little bit of a change here. But yeah, for RRQ, I mean, dude, Jemkin was part of 29 first duels, and he wins out 19 of them. Really, really impressive. I'm so glad that a lot of people worldwide are now like, yo, Jemkin is like the guy, because he always has been. It's just kind of went quiet because the team overall never really made a big run. But that's great news for them. And Crazy Guy not getting all the kills is fine if everyone else is fragging like this, if they're able to set each other up. And then Monette trying to find his pace. My eyes are going to be on Monette for this team, quite frankly. I think he's the last one in line to have to kind of make a big, consistent level up of like not overheating, being self-sufficient when he's lurking and things like that. So that is the point to watch out for. All right, next up, Gen.G versus GE. Yeah, there's not too much to say on this one. GE did bring back Darion into the match. Now, Patrick, who was, chilling with the team, so I don't think there's reason to read into that too much, but it didn't look great. There were rumblings of Kellius not calling this, which would imply that I would assume Crystal might have been calling this game, but it doesn't even quite matter because you just got outplayed. Like, Gen.G was just better. They were better as a team. They were better as individuals. Ash is feeling comfy. Foxy9 continues to play well. I'm not a big fan of how he played this Killjoy. Like, the Killjoy against the ISO can be okay, but it's also like it was a Jet ISO, and also he's like constantly just pushing up to the smoke to be good for one. Like, we know this by now, like we've seen the pattern, so I think other teams will exploit that. So I don't think this is like confidence boosting for Gen.G. It's just like, okay, well, at least they're not regressing. Like, they are continuing to look better. That's good, but I think this was a case of Gen.G knew they were going to win, so we'll have to wait and see. And the last week matchup against DRX will be very telling for where Gen.G is. As for GE, I mean, it's hard to say because I still think this is a pretty interesting team. I still think they can get better, but it does seem like there are things that it's going to be hard for us to identify from the outside on why isn't it clicking, right? Because this is a classic case. I said this in my China video of it's kind of like FPX. Week 1, it looks amazing. The fundamentals are good. I can see the comms on the minimap. They're working together as a team. Everything's so clean. The timings are so perfect. And you're like, okay, well, sure, it was against a weaker opponent in week 1, but you play like this, like you're still going to be a contender against the top teams. And then they just like haven't repeated that at all in the other weeks. So it does make you wonder what's going on there. Oh, is that going through? Well, if it is, great. That's a reminder for everyone watching right now to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment if you're enjoying the videos. And make sure that if you would like more content that you join the membership on YouTube. But thank you so much, the one and only Kitty, for the tier 1 resub. Appreciate it. Moving right on along, the last day of week 4, Talon versus Zeta Division. Now, we don't want to talk about this one too much from the Talon side, as most of you know. Cruz's father has passed away, so they weren't able to scrim. So obviously, condolences to Cruz and his family. But also, I saw some people mention that Frost had mentioned before that he was planning on getting some other people IGLing experience in certain matches. So, I don't think there's reason to read into this too much. They still couldn't scrim together, so it is what it is. As far as we know, Jet Boys was IGLing this match. But quite frankly, it didn't really matter. We didn't really get a chance to see the IGLing because Zeta just played like at an insane speed and tempo. 1010, first of all, joined because Depp has a shoulder injury, so he's back in Japan recovering. 1010 comes in from T1 Academy. For those who don't know, 1010 is Meteor's younger brother. And yes, obviously he had not such a great rep back in the day. He did make a poor life decisions. He got dropped by his old team. Had some disciplinary action against him, but now he's back. He's been on T1 Academy, and he looked amazing. But not just that, the rest of the team looked amazing. They were so fast on their decisions. Like, it's like, oh, we got on Lotus, there would be several of these rounds where they're like, all right, we got contact A, like immediately Mound, we were already pushed out, and then we're ready for the pinch. Like, this was Zeta being like, we're always gonna choose when to fight. We choose when we fight, which we've never seen from them in the past 3 years. So it was almost mind-boggling how this could change, because I kept saying that they've been improving, which is true, but this was like they know what they need to do. Okay, they understand what their flaws are. Oh, they're making improvements. That's good. And then suddenly this week it was like, oh, they just like did it. They completed everything. It went from like you're at 25% progress to now suddenly 100%. Small sample size, but very, very impressive. And then Sugar Hero goes insane on Split. You just do not want to ever hit B site on Split, I guess, if you're playing against Zeta Division, because nobody had a good time there against Sugar Zero. He's just, jumping back and forth, above, below, no matter where. He's always finding an opening. And everybody was fragging. Like, Shota had some great rounds over on Lotus. Sugar Zero, of course, throughout. XCL on both fronts, I think, was doing very well. Clue's still holding his own as he's IGLing. So Zeta looks much improved. And if they can play like that every week moving forward or better, like Zeta is going to be a very fun team to follow once again here in 2025. Last but not least, the big game. The big game. DFM versus Paper X. It was a fun Pearl. It was an okay Ascent. Honestly, I think Pearl was fun. Ascent, in hindsight, I don't know if it was really fun. It had exciting moments, but I would not say that it was fun. Pearl was fun if you weren't a fan of either team. Pearl was entertaining. But shout out to Akame for doing everything possible to stay in the game, man. 32 kills, 32-19, doing everything he possibly can. And then, he has the little whoopsie in the last round with the rendezvous. Who knows if it would have made a difference, but it just goes to show that he was trembling. And that's unfortunate. It wasn't great. DFM just disappeared on Lotus. Even though these were close games and DFM did win Ascent, none of it really seemed like it was truly on DFM's terms. It really just felt like they were just lashing out at each other. And at the end of the day, Paper X, that is kind of where they thrive, I guess. They went back to Jet Phoenix, so it does look like Paper X is going into comfort territory. A lot of people were talking about the draft, about why in the world would you ban Fracture? Why would you go to Pearl? Why are they doing this? And if I had to wager, I think it's because they've now dropped the Forsaken Duelist and they're back to something being primary duelist. And if something's going to be primary duelist, I don't think they want to be playing the Jet on Fracture. I think that has to be why. They don't want to switch to Forsaken just for that one map. They want to try to continue labbing out how they would work on Fracture, so they banned that out and they can play comfort roles on Pearl. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah, it's a rough game. Everyone's going to be looking at Art. And yes, like minus 32 is really bad. Minus 11 in first kills, first assists is really bad. For the record, not that you should ever read into numbers too much, it is still a higher rating than Buzz had. So, I'm just trying to put that into perspective. So, it's numbers aren't everything, but it's a terrible stat line. And Art's been having a rough time. Now, he is the IGL for this team. Of course, in 2025, that only goes so far. But I think it's been very clear if you watch his body language on stage that the IGLing and the aim, right? Everything it's a huge burden to him. Like he knows he's struggling and he's obviously very upset about it. So I feel for him because he's such a jovial guy. If you look at him in any piece of content and he looked like he was having so much fun when they were working well. So it is going to be a question of can Art adjust? Can Art adjust to calling at tier 1? Can Art adjust to the current calling system, which I think some IGLs, wink wink, are struggling with. If you're kind of stuck in an older way of calling and understanding the game and processing the game, you are struggling. Things have changed, and Art will need to fix that because otherwise, love the guy or hate the guy, like he is a weak spot, right? That's just a fact. So that's something that's going to be something they have to work on going into stage 2. For Paper X, though, yay, they can frag. That's great. I'm not convinced. All right, so with that said, let's go into our power ratings and see what's really changed, if anything, in how we view these teams. Okay, so this is what we had for going into week 4. T1 DRX at the top. Boom continued to be rising up and up. Talon, so this one, for those who missed it, you should check out the last week's if you didn't watch it, and leave a comment on that video as well, I guess. But I put Talon above Gen G RQ just because I thought the snowball factor was bigger on Talon, not because I thought they were more consistent. Gen G, I put over RQ because it's like until RQ can tell me that they really confidently beat Gen G, it's just like something about these two. Gen G just always comes out on top. Nongshim had a pretty big drop off, but mostly because everyone else has been improving a lot, whereas Nongshim is kind of, retooling. And then the rest is pretty self-explanatory. So how does this change for week 5? Well, there are some teams we need to look at, aren't there? Zeta needs a little bit of a reconsideration. Nongshim might need a reconsideration in terms of relativity. These three probably need a bit of a reconsideration. Yeah. Now, does this really change anything, though? Because I think for Boom, DRX, T1, at this point, I think it's just these are the top 3, right? These are the top 3 teams of Pacific in this moment, on this day. And you could order them however you want. I guess if you want, you could order them Boom over DRX, but also if you kept DRX over Boom, I don't think that's that egregious, right? It was one match, it was a 2-1. Yeah, DRX, that doesn't mean DRX is beating Boom every time. It's just, where do you see the current power rating? I do think for me, I will have to, currently, I would bring DRX lower. If I was going to say by the end of the year, I think I would still for now keep DRX higher just because they have a track record of proving that they will always bounce back. But on this given day, even to the end of stage 1, DRX is going to have to do a little bit more retooling and things like that. As for T1, T1's an interesting one because it does really depend on how much are they actually prepared to change things, right? Because I find it hard to believe that T1 doesn't have newer comps prepped. They probably just want to perfect it until they can. Now, we haven't seen that, so it's that could even get worse, right? They could look even worse after that. So it is a little bit rough. Man, yeah, I don't know. This gets all messy. I mean, in some world, I guess Boom, currently looking like they're gonna go undefeated. How would we feel about this? I don't know if I don't know. I think I don't know if I feel good about bringing T1 down just because of the one match. If anything, I think RQ gets bumped up, but I don't know if T1 gets brought down. Because again, this is power ratings, right? It's what I think the overall current potential that they can show in like the next week. There is going to be some potential involved, but it has to be realistic, right? So it's like, I believe in G's potential, but I don't think they're going to show up to suddenly be top 6, right? So, there has to be some argument there. But I think Boom over DRX for now, just because Boom is like a very stable progress, whereas DRX for the next week or two, probably a little bit more unstable. But honestly, like these three, I would say the gap between these teams is more or less non-existent, no matter which order you put it in. Like any of them could beat each other on just depending on the day. Now, RRQ, do they enter the fold is a good question. I think Genji, more or less, I'm okay with keeping... Man, but am I putting RQ over Genji? I do think they're better right now, but will they beat them? Will they though? Will they? Like if they made it in playoffs, is RQ beating Genji? Because like I haven't seen it when it matters. I haven't seen it when it matters. Listen, I used to be the guy that said they're always gonna beat them. They're gonna beat them this time when it matters, and they just still haven't. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I don't know if I buy it. I don't know if I buy it. But I think Genji objectively almost kind of feels like a rank 6 team. And then Talon's in a weird spot too. Because again, nothing changes for me. Talon is going to be spinning again. They're spinning, and they might be 4th. They might be 6th. They're just like, you're just rolling the die with Talon, quite frankly. So Talon's a weird one. Now, Zeta, how much stronger? I don't think anything changes for these teams. I hate to say it for DFM, but I think Secret's still above DFM. Yeah, mostly because if May was still like Giga fragging, I think I would be like, oh, no, DFM. But like Akame's fragging, but I think I would still just put Envy above. I don't think this really matters here. GE, I think, is fine at 10th. The GE is probably like somewhere between 9 all the way down to 11th place, but therefore they're fine at 10th. Paper X probably goes down. I mean, listen, you're struggling to beat DFM, who we're pretty confidently putting in 12th. That's not good. So then Zeta, I guess, moves up into the top 8. I mean, the impact Zeta had makes me want to put them in top 6. But again, small sample size. But like, you know what I mean? At this point, like Talon could go anywhere from 4th down to 8th. Like, like the day that they show up, like barring all the circumstances and everything, I just don't know about that. The real question is who do I feel comfortable out of these teams to put into the top 6? And at that point, okay, I'm just going to do this just so everyone sees that I've considered it. This is what seems most logical on paper. But I do not feel comfortable doing this. Just out of pattern. I do not feel comfortable doing this. And I don't feel comfortable about this team. Damn. Well, yeah, RRQ sample size is small too, but like they are clearly good. It's one of those things where it's like 1, 2, 3, I think the gap is really small. 4, 5, 6 is probably pretty small, and then it's like not that big to 7 and 8, but 7 and 8 is like you got to punch up, but you can. Like that's probably where we're at right now, where it's not large steps from rating to rating, but I mean, don't rank Talon for now. I mean, again, barring circumstances, because I said this last week too. I was like, dude, Talon can, you're rolling the die with Talon, and that just hasn't changed yet. So therefore, quite frankly, 6th is like the safest place to put Talon, because it's like, okay, you could go above, you could go below, like you're right in the middle, like cool. I'm not gonna take into the circumstances, you know, with Cruz right now for Talon. Like that has no bearing on me for their power rating. So just forgetting this last match, therefore nothing changes. But it's like, yeah, therefore they could go either way. RQ has been able to close out a close game now, so that's fine. But like, if I'm gonna put Genji over RQ, then does that put Genji 4th? Like, no, they don't feel like a 4th place. I don't think Genji's that. I think Genji's getting away with a decent amount right now, to be very honest. And I mean, and then Nongshim, you know, like Nongshim looks like they're gonna, I think Nongshim will enter the fray again by the end of the stage. I mean, I guess if, but Talon did beat Nongshim, but if you say Talon beat Nongshim, so therefore they have to be above, I mean, Nongshim beat RQ. And Nongshim and T1 are the only teams to have beaten Boom. So like Nongshim, just chat, I just can't help it. The facts just keep saying that Nongshim is number 1. Like there's just no argument here. Okay? Like I'm just saying, you guys are always like, well, but they beat this team, so how are they ranked lower? It's like, I mean, you're right. Nongshim beat RQ and Boom. You know, they just have to be number 1. There's just no argument. There's no argument against that, you know? Power rating wise, objectively, do I think Nongshim is a 6th ranked team in rating? It's one of those things where I think Nongshim is like a 6 to maximum 5, but Talon is like a 7 to maximum 4. Like Talon just has more volatility, I think, but the ceiling currently has been proven to be higher. So, listen, I'll have plenty of time to gloat when Nongshim makes it to Masters Toronto, so, I mean, nah, we gotta do it. But Talon, I mean, listen, Talon could be anywhere. Like, Talon could just be, like, they could just be hanging out. Talon could just be hanging out across, they're, like, from 1st all the way down to, like, 9th. This is Talon, okay? This is Talon's power rating. Their ceiling is as high as can be, and then their floor is as low as can be. I mean, I think Nongshim and Talon I would actually put tied a little bit, but that's called a mid team. I mean, they are kind of mid, but it's like, but also not. Yo, man, but I don't think Genji is good enough to be a top 4, but I don't think RQ's beating Genji, man. I just don't think. Oh, man. It is hard. But you know what? We'll lock this in. Listen, Talon might as well not be ranked. They might as well just be floating right in the middle. But we'll put them here. You know, want to give a little bit of a nudge. I mean, does that mean I have to put Zeta over Talon? Zeta does look very promising right now. But no. We'll leave Talon as is. Listen, Zeta gets their shout. Nongshim's back on track. So the Nongshim part's always going to have a little bit of, you know, it's going to have a little bit of faith. You know, I mean, I believe. But otherwise, the big question I think everyone's going to have is T1 over Boom. Quite frankly, you know, would I blame you if anybody else put Boom over T1? No, I don't think I would argue against it. But I just think, like, overall power rating wise, if they play 10 times out of 10, would T1 lose more than 5 every time? I don't think so. I think it would be maybe 5-5. Maybe it would be 6-4 in my head in favor of T1 if they play 10 times out of 10. But 1-2 just means that if Boom preps, like, they can beat. It's not like America's where G2 is just above everybody, right? Like, there's a difference here for Pacific. So, which is why it's much more interesting to watch Pacific. But anyway, I just think that when they want to, they can pull out their cards, and I think it'll still be good. Now, there's a chance it gets worse, but I think that's where it is. But in that same vein, I think Boom not only beats DRX, but also DRX, I think, is going to have to do a little bit more retooling. So at least for the next week or two, like foreseeable future, probably a bit shakier, whereas I think Boom is very solid. You're going to playoffs. You have more VODs to review from. Now, it is a bracket format, but I don't think anyone other than T1 is going to make huge changes, which is what I wanted to talk about, by the way, because that's the other thing. I do think if Boom plays T1 in playoffs, I think that is the literal worst case scenario for Boom. Because I guarantee you T1 is not playing all the same comps in playoffs. There's just no shot. There's no shot that they do that. And if that is the case, that is where Boom will be super tested. Because the only time they had to kind of do that is first week with Gen G. But we already kind of saw from kickoff that Gen G's not going to change that much. And also, they just went through a roster change. Munchkin's calling hadn't changed. Solo's coaching style hadn't changed. So everyone kind of knew what to expect, and it lined up. They played exactly like that. But if T1 will change things, I at least like 1 or 2 maps, right, that they will end up playing in a best of 3. And I think this is the toughest matchup that Boom can have, not just because T1's a Masters Bangkok winner, but because you will have less data against a really, really thorough and drilled team. So I think this is actually the worst case scenario for Boom, is running into T1 in some weird way. So it's almost like Boom almost desperately wants RQ to be first in Omega. Or no. Boom desperately wants T1 to be first in Group Omega, so they just don't run into each other, because Boom is obviously going to be first in Alpha. So I think that's going to be very important for Boom. But otherwise, RRQ, right? They beat T1. Looks pretty good, and but it's just going to be slow increments for RRQ. But again, the gap's not big at all. Gen G is just there. Nongshim, we're going to give a little bit of punch back up, right? They're showing that they're back on track into things that they're good at. So hopefully they can now expand that. I think they're on the right track. Talon this is negligible. Talon could be anywhere on this ranking right now. Not just because of the circumstances, but overall. Zeta looks very promising. I think definitely over PaperX. PaperX doesn't look that promising. You're struggling against DFM. And then GETS DFM have a lot to work on. So that is going to be my power ratings going into week 5. Now, again, these are always done week by week, so it's a little bit of fun. Don't read into it too much, but that's just kind of where I'm seeing what they've shown the most right now and what I expect them to be able to improve upon or maybe regress on into the coming week. So with this in mind, let's jump into our Pickems. But before we go into our Pickems, there's something very important that we need to talk about. So, Limserb on Reddit has made a grand old chart for us, which I'm just going to believe is true because, as far as I can tell, it is mostly correct. Now, this talks about the playoff chances for every team. Now, Group Alpha is pretty straightforward, right? Boom is locked in first seed. They're good to go. DRX and Gen G is just a matter of who's above the other. Now, this match still matters. They play against each other. This still matters because you get champ points. And depending on if you're second or third, you would be playing, the second and third of the other group. So it is still going to matter. And then I assume they would do the seeding thing where the second seed of each group against their opponents would have, their choice on the map or such. So that should be in the order of the draft, so that matters as well. So it does still matter, but they're locked in. And then it's really just between PaperX and GE. And whoever wins moves on. These are probably just odds, but, like who's favored. But whoever wins moves on. Pretty straightforward. And DFM is out. Meanwhile, in Group Omega, anything could happen, including, might I point your eyes to a 0.07 odds of Nongshim Red Force going through in first place. I don't know about you, but I like those odds. You're telling me there's a chance? I think that can happen. And you're wondering, how in the world can that happen? RRQ looks like they should be set to go. They just beat T1. How could that happen? Well, good old Limserb has given us a nice little chart here. So how does that happen? Well, if you're Nongshim Red Force, if you lose, you're out. That's pretty straightforward. If you win, you're in playoffs. If you lose, you're out. All right, straightforward. These flowcharts are great, by the way. Huge shout out. Huge shout out. These are amazing. So you lose, you're out. You win, you're in. So great. Nothing that doesn't change. That didn't change from last week. But you win. Okay. Now T1 versus Talon. If Talon wins, which, you know, I'm assuming T1's not going to pull out all the stops for the last week. I think there's a pretty good chance for Talon. So if Talon wins here, okay, now we have some interesting implications. And Team Secret, the ever-important giant killers, they wake up from their slumber and they open their eyes and they look at the standings and they say, who is the giant of VCT Pacific right now? And they go, oh my gosh, it's RRQ. And they say, well, time to really channel our powers because we have to do it once a season. And they take out RRQ 2-0. There's a chance. Nongshim still has to win 2-0, but I think, you know, we assume that's going to happen. Listen. This isn't anything against RRQ. It's not our fault that RRQ is currently the top seed of Omega. But you have the target on your back, right? You're the one currently painted in red. And the sleeping bull of Team Secret is about to wake up. It's about time. The hibernation has gone a little bit too long. And it's time for the giant killers to return. So I just want everyone to know I am the biggest Team Secret fan this week. Like, Mika's got nothing on me. I am about to go full Filipino on this match. You know, the funnier thing is actually the safer option is just T1 beats Talon, and then Nongshim would finish second or third, which means you start in the upper bracket, which would be great. But, you know, we'll see. Actually, that wouldn't be so bad because, quite frankly, if that happens, Nongshim just seems to historically be pretty strong against the Indonesian teams, you know? Beat RRQ here in stage 1. They beat Boom several times. You know, the Indonesians might be the strongest right now, but Nongshim just seems to be a little bit of the kryptonite. So quite frankly, you know, finishing second or third, then you win your first match, you're probably playing either Boom or RRQ. I like those odds as well. So quite frankly, I'm not too worried, but this would be very funny. This would be very funny. Sorry, RRQ, but it would be funny. Let's admit it. It would be funny. Okay. Alrighty. So, Pickems. Where are my Pickems? Okay, let's review. How did week 4 go? Pretty well, actually. T1 RRQ, I mean, you know, I'm not mad. I'm not too surprised. I think, you know, really, really big for RRQ. I think it's a lot of confidence for the players. In fact, this could be kind of the match that unlocks RRQ to find that consistency, if I think about it now. Obviously, huge for the fandom. And then Zeta Division was a surprise. It was a surprise indeed. And I think they would have won, you know, no matter what. I think they just looked like they were the winning team that day, regardless of what, you know, the circumstances are for Talon. But otherwise, we got the Boom prediction right, and then everything else was pretty straightforward. Except for this one, I guess. It came down to the wire, which was crazy. Okay, so this is what we had at the very beginning of the stage. We had Paper X beating GE. Does that change for me? No. Because as much as I have DFM ranked 12th, I do think DFM just has stronger straight-up fraggers in Akame and Mei and Jian than GE. And also, like, GE, the people we expect to frag aren't even fragging right now. So I'm going to give it to Paper X. Done. T1 versus Talon. Okay, what do I want for Nongshim here? Chat, this week's Pickems is not going to be objective. Do I want Nongshim to potentially be first seed, or do I want Nongshim to just be second or third No, but then you'd have to play DRX or Genji. No, so Talon has to win here. And honestly, I did predict this on Plat Chat as well, so I'm going to stick with it. Because I think T1's not going to pull out all the stops, right? They'll probably, like, ban the Icebox, but that's going to be about it. And then Talon, I don't think will go all out either. Although Talon kind of needs to, if I'm not mistaken, right? Sorry for the flashbang, but... oh, where is Talon's? Is it the last page? Oh, Talon could make it in even if they lose, right, if Zeta wins. But Zeta's not going to win. So Talon does kind of need to win anyway if they want a chance to go to Masters. Yeah, I think this is a bit of a punt, but I don't think it's that crazy. Like, Talon's peaks are very high. I don't think T1's going to peak in this match. And I have faith. And also, yeah, win-loss, 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 win. The pattern stays true. DRX versus Genji. I'm going to switch this one. At the beginning of the stage, DRX, totally understandable. I do think this is a bit of a 50-50 given the circumstances. But if that is true, I think Munchkin shines in this match. I think this is the match where this is the type of matchup and match where Munchkin's going to love the calling he gets to do. So I think Genji is going to be here. Yeah, it will be a revenge match for Foxy9. That might actually make it worse for Genji. Foxy9 might get a little bit too crazy. But I think Genji will be pretty good here. Nongshim versus Zeta. I think this is going to be a banger. Honestly, this day, these two matches, that day is going to blow up, chat. It's going to be so explosive. Like, there's going to be frags everywhere. It's going to be a little bit messy. It's going to be intense. DRX Genji, the fans are going to go wild. And then Nongshim Zeta is, you win, you get in. Well, for Nongshim, for sure. Zeta, I think, has a couple other chances. But, there's a lot on the line here. But Zeta's looking rejuvenated. Nongshim's back on the neon. Like, it's looking freaking good. This should be a really good match. I think there's a chance this is a 2-1. There is a chance. But also, I think the fast tempo of Zeta, Nongshim doesn't mind it too much. Nongshim just has to watch out not to get too caught up in it. And I think Nongshim really just has to watch out. 10-10 seems to be really smart. I'll be honest, I never really followed his games too closely, like even on T1 Academy. Like, I always knew he was a good fragger. But he seems to have a really good head on his shoulders for in-game IQ. So I think they'll have to watch out for 10-10 more than the other guys. But you do have to watch out here. And also just don't go to B-side if you're on split. TFM versus Boom? Yeah, no questions asked. RRQ versus Secret. It's happening, chat. It's happening. You all laugh. You all say that I'm crazy. But you all said that when I predicted Boom to beat Genji. Chat, it's time. The sleeping giant killers. The hibernation. The cherry blossoms are out in full bloom. It's warm. It's time to wake up. Team Secret's going to wake up and get that one win they're getting. They're still going to be ranked 11th in my power ratings. This win will not change anything. But they're going to wake up, chat. Objectively speaking, the chances for this match is like pretty much the same as this match. But there is a chance. That's going to be it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments below who you think is going to move on to the playoffs from each group. And if you have no predictions, just tell me to have a good day, because comments still help the algorithm. That would be much appreciated. And of course, if you're enjoying the content and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and join us for the live streams, the watch parties, both here on YouTube and on Twitch. You can check it out on either platform. That's going to be it for this. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. All right, recording done. Chat, it's happening. No, it's happening. 0.07%. Oh, I like those chances. Yeah, by the way, chat, I'm pretty sure these odds were, that's like either the betting odds or, some kind of like favored odds of who would actually win. Like, it's not just win, and lose, it's 50-50, but like the chances of Paper X winning. It feels high because of Paper X not looking great, but I do think it's pretty fair, actually. 제타 농심은 진짜 근데 정말 재밌는 경기가 될 것 같아요. 근데 물론 그러니까 제가 농심이라서가 아니라 저는 스타일상 농심이 그래도 좀 본인들이 좋아하는 경기를 할 수 있을 거라 생각이 들거든요. 그리고 저는 농심 선수들이 본인들이 재밌어하는 경기를 할 때 제일 잘한다고 생각을 해요. 뭐 누구나 그렇겠지만. Yeah, I think stylistically 농심 will be okay. But I will be honest, like watching Zeta last week, I was a little worried. I got a little worried. I was like, oh damn. I thought I was watching a video you were playing. Are you going to stream EMEA tonight? We will stream the first match. Just the first one, though. But they're against Warbirds. Oh, I forgot to talk about that. They are against Warbirds. I had an agenda, chat. I had an agenda going into this video, okay? I couldn't change it. Couldn't change it. Wouldn't that be the craziest thing, though? Wouldn't that be the craziest thing? Wouldn't that be the craziest thing if Secret just looks garbage against everybody else? And then freaking Meow's like, it's our turn to shine, Warbirds. And, wakes up everybody on the team and says, time to get our revenge. Crush these narratives forever. And they just take out Warbirds and RQ. That would be insane. That would be insane. Have you looked at the upcoming Battle Aces beta? I know that it's happening. It starts tomorrow, right? I played the earlier betas. I'll probably play it again. I don't know if I'll stream it, though. Thoughts on the T1 versus Nongshim game today? The Nongshim LCK team crawled so that the Nongshim Valorant team could run this weekend. 네, 12시 맞아요. In 2 hours. 1.5 hours for Apex. Are these Pickems troll? Am I trolling? It's like DFM prepping only for Paper XL season. Dude, no, you gotta imagine that regardless of how bad things look, like Team Secret's gonna want to win this match, chat. Chat, it's happening. How crazy would it be, though? 0.07 odds, chat. 0.07 odds. The greatest clutch diffuse of all time. There's also a demo of the Haste game. Oh, I'm going to check that out. Right on, Novoid. Have a good one. Are some RQ players from Boom pre-franchise? Yes. Right now, it should just be Xfero. He should be the only one. But obviously, before, Flips was also. What it would be. And you know what would be crazy, chat? If Nongshim ended up first, is that both Ascension teams would be first place. Do we not want a great story? Chat, do we not want entertainment? Isn't that what we're all asking for with VCT? Don't you want good storylines? Don't you want a new script? Chat, Boom and Nongshim, first seed? Chat. It's so cinema. It's so good. It's just so good. Oh my gosh. It's just so good. What has to happen for Nongshim to be first seed? Nongshim has to win 2-0. And then Talon has to beat T1. And Team Secret has to beat RQ 2-0. And Nongshim has to have a pretty good round differential, which I think should be okay. T1 hasn't had any one-sided games, And RQ generally should be... Where are we at, actually? Let's check that real quick. Well, it will be map... I guess map different... Oh, map differential because it's 2-0, yeah. Oh, RQ is actually quite far ahead because of which match was it? Was it the Zeta one? The Zeta one was pretty one-sided. Yeah, that was 13-6, 13-9, and this was 13-5. So that helps them out a lot. But that means Noshim can do it too. G2 and 2G first seed. Wait, is that still possible? Yo. Oh, damn. I just saw that, Paradox. That's crazy. Chat, I'm so ready. This week's going to be so good, though, chat. Isn't it going to be so good? T1 Talent, I think, should be fun as well. This should be fun. This could get messy. This is a banger. This is a banger. This is not a banger, but boom is hype. And then, like, oh, dude, everyone is gonna be waiting for this match. Everyone is gonna be sitting there like, there's no way it happens, man. Everyone's glued to their screens. They're like, there's no way it happens. Dude, it's gonna happen. It's happening, chat. It's happening. Oh, I can't wait. All right, that's going to be it for VCT Talk. We are going to be watching EMEA. Heads up for YouTube, that's going to be on the separate stream. So that'll, you know, when the time comes, I'll let you guys know again. But it's scheduled, so you can just check on the channel if you want to come back for the watch party. I want Pacific to be just utter chaos. I mean, I think it will be no matter what in the playoffs as well. But chat, I'm telling you, because I was talking with TMV about this on Cosmic Divide. Boom desperately actually wants T1 to get first seed. Boom also needs Team Secret to win, chat. Boom also needs Team Secret to win, chat. Everybody needs Team Secret to win, chat. Okay? Because if that doesn't happen, can they possibly be... Oh, they can even go down to 4th. That would be crazy. But if T1 gets second seed, which is very likely, right? Because if you win and RQ wins, then there's a good chance Boom is going to have to play T1. And, like, you only have to win one to go to Masters Toronto. You do not want to be facing T1, who's probably cooking up new things. I'm telling you. I think Boom is like super favored no matter what in this matchup against whoever comes up. Except if it's T1. I really think so. I really think so. So, for all you Boom fans, I'm telling you, we must be united. Ascension Brothers, rise up. Okay? I know we are enemies to the bitter end, but that's in the server. Right now, we are on the same team. And this weekend, we all are Filipinos. We are all rooting for the resurrection of Filipino Valorant. All right? You know what? We might as well root for GE too. Sorry, Paper X. We might as well root for all of the Filipinos. But seriously, Boom needs Team Secret to win. Although I guess it doesn't matter if T1 loses. Oh no, it does matter. Because Nongshim's going to win. Yeah. So no matter what, you Boom wants Team Secret. Boom needs Team Secret to win 2-0. Dude, everybody needs Team Secret to win 2-0. I'm telling you. I'm sorry, RRQ, but you guys will be fine in playoffs. Don't worry about it. Okay? I'm telling you, chat. I am telling you. You gotta change your Pickems to revitalize Philippines. You gotta choose the opposing teams. Oh, I guess I should have picked GE here too. I should have gone all in. I only thought of it now. Oh, this week's going to be so good. I can't wait. Oh, it's going to be so nail-biting. Oh, my gosh. Why is the Nongshim game not the first match of the weekend? Oh, my gosh. How am I supposed to watch a full day of Pacific before Nongshim? 오메가 저 경우의 수가 너무 많아서 머리 터질 것 같네요. 아, 근데 이래야지 재밌죠, 사실. But this, like, I'm glad Omega is this tight. Chat, and I told you. Did I not say at the beginning that I actually think Omega is harder? I think Omega is closer. I mean, I didn't think Boom was going to be the clear first in Alpha, but I'm telling you. Omega is going to be the one. What a fun group. What a fun group. That's right. Let's just friggin' slurp the ramyun, chat. Slurp the ramyun. Imagine Boom making a run to champions and winning against G2 in the final. Well, that would just be imagination because Nongshim's going to do that. Sorry, Boom. Compared to America's Alpha Group. Can we run through Nongshim's first place chances? We just did like 5 times, Carnage. Sorry. I'm like actually exhausted because I've been going at it. But it is, you can check it on YouTube real quick if you want. You shouldn't have to rewind too much. Alpha is harder than Omega. I mean, yeah, it also depends on kind of how you looked at it. Like Alpha was harder for the lower teams to like have a break. But I think Omega was hard just for everybody, right? So that's kind of where I was coming from at the very least. Okay, chat. Let's get some PoE going before EMEA. EMEA. You know, I hate calling it EMEA, but I hear Mimi saying it so many times on Plat Chat that I like catch myself saying EMEA in my head every now and then now. I hate it, just so we're clear. You actually like how Mimi says it? Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I don't know. I just do. If you asked me why, I couldn't quite frankly really tell you why, but I do hate it. There's nothing against Mimi. I just... EMEA is too many syllables. Just 4 syllables. Chat, it's 4 syllables. You'll be okay. All right, let's see if the stream lags like crazy today. Hopefully not. The resolution is not correct on stream. Oh, and so it isn't. But why is it not? Very interesting. It is now. You know what's really weird? Oh, I thought that was always just a visual bug on the preview. But I guess not. As always, let me know if it's super lagging. If it is lagging a lot, I mean, I guess we'll just have to not stream PoE 2 for a little while. And then, I don't know, we can hang out and play some Spike Rush or maybe start planning Outlast Epoch stuff. It's like saying China is CHINA. What? No, that is not like saying China is CHINA. That's crazy. I need to change the category. Running smooth. Good. as it should. Gotta change it on YouTube. Getting bodied in tier 3? Oh, that's not good. That's no good. Okay, I want to change my pets because I just realized armor break doesn't actually matter for bleed because bleed is pre-mitigation damage. So this little crab that has armor break, not worth it. I mean, we have elemental res on something else, so we can figure this out. So I am going to have Slither Spitter with extra physical damage aura, right? We're gonna have a Gamble Shot. We're gonna have a projectile speed. I thought it was your game. Well, last time it was both. My game will probably still lag a little bit here and there. And then I still want elemental res. So... damn, I need bigger radiuses for these guys, but that's okay. Ideally, I have the physical aura on a melee, but I don't want to do like the whole Pokemon farming thing, so if we find him, we find him. Where are my other pets? Chat, I used to hate like summon type builds. Look at us now. So the rabid dog has elemental resist. Anybody else? No. The river drake is too slow, though. Oh, this one and that one are similar. I see. Okay, the vile vulture we're gonna get rid of for now. Because temporal bubble's nice, but that alone isn't enough anymore. So let's refresh that. Porcupine crab, we'll keep it. We'll keep it for now. So I want the rabid dog. So river drake out, rabid dog in. Okay, we have enough spirit. Good. Hey, Young Rock. When will Cosmic Divide upload? I am not sure. I'm not sure. Do I have any, Does the Slither Spitter poison by default? I guess I'm about to find out. Oh, I wonder if I give... Eventually I'm going to put this on my build, but... Oh, let's do... Scatter Shot? Fork Chain or Pierce? Scattershot could be good here, actually. This could be good. This could be good. This could be good. What do I have that's already doing poison? Where's my Envenom? I know where it is. It's here, isn't it? Let's take that out just because I want to see if this guy poisons on his own. Did you see T-Dog giving more insight? Oh, I did see that. I did see that on the Verno and Bonkar situation. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. So, yeah, well, I mean, I guess I'll give you that. I wonder if there's anything else that I would want my rabid dog to get. Incision would be good. Actually, Meat Shield would be good too. Maybe we even just do Meat Shield and then Incision, actually. Do I not have incision on anything else? That's crazy. I should. Yeah, we'll just leave that here. And we'll test that out. Anything that could use this? I mean, I guess spear throw? Doesn't really matter. Actually, let's do Herald of Blood. Sounds good. For anyone who is following my journey in PoE 2, things have changed quite a bit. I was in this area attack region for a cluster for a little while. Basically, so we've gone through several iterations. We went through the iteration where I was doing rake roll into caltrops to do hemocrystals, but that, while fun and kind of neat for like just running through the campaign, it's not great. So right now, basically what we're doing is we are going to try to get incision through our passive tree, right? Get some debuffs on, then we rake, then we disengage. Usually 1 or 2 rake and disengages, everything dies in the mapping process. Bosses are a little different, but then we have Blood Hunt to execute them. We have now, I was doing a lot of tooling on POB, and I used to, because I was relying on hemocrystals, I used to do duration and not faster damage from bleed, because hemocrystals uses the remaining bleed damage. But, you know, again, that's good for, that's okay for mapping like mobs, but for bosses it's a little bit tedious, and it's actually, you just lose so much damage, because the whole point during mobs is that you're getting so many hemocrystals that it doesn't matter. But on bosses, obviously, you only get the 4 per the boss, so it's not great. So you lose a lot of damage, and then you have to wait much longer for the execution to happen. So I was looking, but even then, incision actually just does the extra magnitude. If they are affected by incision, is 30% per cluster, which is huge, because it's usually 20% per line here. So while, yes, there might have been more here, this plus the fact that you can get incision, plus you can get extra damage per incision, is just more consistent. It's more DPS, theoretically. So we switched over to incision. We went for faster bleed time. We put the hemocrystals on the Herald of Blood just to make the mapping easier. And then we gave up on the area attack because I would rather just have straight up more physical attack for the earlier bleed. So eventually we're going to get like the physical damage here. We're going to get extra attack damage here. So the bleed itself is just bigger. And then this also, it has extra armor break, which we actually don't need because that doesn't affect bleed, because bleed is pre-mitigation anyway. So that's where we're going. So if you're wondering what this looks like, by the way, for those who don't play PoE 2, you're still scared of the skill tree, well, you're about to get more scared. So this is Path of Building. It's an app, which originally I was like, I'm not going to use that, but it is very helpful. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trees. Now, some of these are just like leveling process theory crafting for some of them. But basically, I started with this tree. Yeah. So companions is always going to be a big part of mine. I'm running double companions. That's kind of the whole point, that I have auras to bolster my defenses. And then I had the area attack damage. I had the extra bleed damage clusters here. I was back then still working off of like the presence with my companions. And it's funny because my damage should actually be higher, because this doesn't actually get accounted for, because it says extra damage while... Oh no, it does now because I changed my configuration. But anyway, it had like the extra armor break here, but I was misguided. So then we went with this version, which was relying on life leech to give me extra evasion, because I wanted to get this evasion cluster, but it's just too many points. So this gives me 40% increased evasion, and then I get 40% once I've dodge rolled, which I was doing with caltrops anyway. So we went with life leech, but then I had to go this way. That's a lot of points wasted, and my damage was a bit lacking, etc. And then eventually we have landed on this. Oh, the other reason we landed on this is because now I can actually do damage with Spear Field and Caltrops by using the Hazard Tree. So eventually we'll track into these, and so some of these like give me 15% chance to rearm, so they activate double. Lots more damage, right? 32, 48 on this tree. 32% on that. And then it reduces their armor, reduces their evasion, which is even better. And then also 5% per, up to 50%, so up to 10. Probably never really going to hit 10. But I guess when you're mapping, probably. And then you have the incision. You have the extra attack damage and presence. Now that I'm not going to this tree, I can just get the straight up one-handed damage, which is great. And then I always get this cluster because this gives me extra block, but also percent damage per block. And now that I have a couple extra points left, we got this cluster as well for extra block chance. So even if I don't get the full evasion tree, we have a little bit of extra defense with the block from the shield. You can't see POB. Oh, what? Why? Why? Oh, because I had to do window capture. That's why. There you go. So basically, this is the last tree. If you're wondering, the earlier ones don't really matter. This was my latest iteration where I was doing life leech. But this is my goal now. Gives me extra points for the attack speed now as well, which will matter for spear field. And eventually what I think I want to do is, instead of doing the caltrops, because I'm using Herald of Blood for my aura, or for my herald skill, for my spirit skill. So I don't have enough spirit for caltrops, trail of caltrops, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put caltrops on my spear field. And caltrops base damage scales off dex anyway on dexterity. So then I'll just get hazards on hazards and trigger the extra damage better even against bosses. Because this is just increased damage per hazard trigger, not only on hazards. So that's pretty clutch. You still can't see it. There. I'm so bad at this. Hey, at least I'm not going live when I'm recording, am I right? Funny part. OGs will remember when I've done that before as well. Yeah. There, I've explained it. You can rewind the audio in your head, and you get the idea. But basically, we went from this, extra life leech, armor break, etc. Realize armor break is useless. I don't have as much area of effect, but I think that's okay, because if I get the first row of enemies, then it's a chain reaction. Oh, and then the other thing about the chain reaction is hemocrystals consumes bleeding. So that's actually kind of counterintuitive, because you don't get a full chain reaction, because the Herald of Blood only activates when they... Oh, but Herald of Blood activates when they have blood loss, right? But either way, it's fine, because for Ritualist, you have Corrupted Life Force, Blood Boil. So you actually still get the dot, and then it happens again, and then it happens again. So it's all good. So yeah, we went from this to now this. So here's where we're at. And these are kind of just checkpoints that I wanted for leveling. So we should already have this in game. I got the block tree here just because it's easier to get. Eventually, this one will probably be one of the last clusters I get. And right now I'm working towards level 84. Oh no, I'm going to get the hazard cluster last. We're going to get this hazard cluster first, but this is so many points. So we want the extra damage so we can survive, or extra block, sorry. So right now we're focusing on this cluster and this cluster. That is where we're at. Sorry, that was probably lagging a bit. But now it should be fine. It does seem like it's just okay if it does window capture, but not screen capture, which is crazy to me. Anyway, can't do all of that theater crafting again for last epoch. Woo! How do we feel about tier 7 maps? I don't feel great about it. Okay, they take reduced damage on crits. That's fine. We want to get to this corrupted area so we can get more Atlas points. Uh-oh. I'm bugged! It says I'm connected! Let me through. No. Damn it. So I could go all the way around here. Dude, what's going on over here? What the heck? What is going on over there? No, I spent a lot. Like every time I like have Vons on, I like have POV open on the side, and I'm like theory crafting. I guess I just have to go around this way, which is fine. Yeah, I mean, just because I'm playing mostly SSF anyway, so the ring. Originally I started Ritualist because of the ring slot. But I think I will try that after, like once I have enough to tinker with. But I wanted to try this one first. So what I'm going to do is we're going to focus on Blood Boil and actually the self buff, and then get the life regen, and then I just run around buffing myself and my companions. That's the idea. Yeah, no, theory crafting's fun, honestly. Oh, it's this map. You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Still sane, exile.
Soften the wound.
What the? Oh, it just didn't show the death animation.
Your flesh is
Oh, and we have... Oh my goodness.
need more time.
Where are they? Where's the exile? Dude, go away. I hear you on the left side. Frozen Flume? What does Frozen Flume mean? Go, dog, go. Go, rabid dog. Where are you? Oh, are you over here? Oh, there you are. Oh, okay. Well, there's a lot of other guys. So hang tight. That sometimes happens with Rake, which is a bit of a problem. Let's get rid of these ranged guys first, shall we? Get the chain reaction going. Very good. Dude, what is going on with my UI? Okay, can we get rid of this guy first? Because he's really annoying. Okay, you just died to all the AoE. That's great. Thank you. What does Frozen Flume mean? The frame was dropping a little. Well, my game was freaking out. So if it wasn't too bad, then it was probably just my game. By the way, Chobra, the Simon situation is diffused, but he still won't be a fifth man for the team. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I mean, you know, it kind of seems like it was in line with what I was expecting. Oh, actually, nope. It's getting worse. The frames are getting worse. Dude, why can't we just have nice things? Oh, it's definitely not as bad as it is on my preview. This is upsetting, to say the least. I mean, for one, oh, you know what it is? You know what I bet it is? They actually had to go back on the rendering change because it was actually messing it up even worse for some people. I think they tried to put in a fix, and then it didn't work out. So probably things actually aren't better, because I was trying it earlier in the day, and it looked like it might be better. 1 second. Yemi, I couldn't start soon enough. Wait, what does this guy have? Where is he? You got extra lightning damage and powerful minions? No, we don't care about that. I wish there was like an easier way to like pin enemy UI.
Clean kill.
Honestly though, Herald of the Blood plus Emo Crystals is pretty dope. Dude, it's so bad on stream. Man, didn't we figure this out? I mean, I guess until they can fix it for the better, just streaming it is not really much of an option. Is it smoother now? Seems a little smoother. Obviously the quality's quite bad, but... I mean, I would argue that even 0.1 wasn't exactly well optimized. It was workable, but for what the game is, it's not optimized. But obviously, like, not to just use this as an excuse for everything, but it is early access, and optimization is one of the, you know, last things that you're gonna really hone in on, because they're still like tinkering with you know, balance and everything. So. But it's definitely been worse this patch, for sure. Can I ask why you want T1 to be the first seed when it's more beneficial for Nongshim if Boom didn't qualify so they won't get relegated? Wait, what? Can I ask you why you want T1 to be the first seed when it's more beneficial for Nongshim if Boom don't qualify so they won't get relegated? Oh, because Nongshim's going to get first seed as well. I'm just saying, for Boom, you wouldn't want that, but for Nongshim's gonna get first seed anyway, so you know, I don't have anything against Boom. Let's just clean this up while we're here. That's enough. Ooh. Ooh, some good resistances. I've been saving up stuff for the recombinator. Okay, we're going to need to do some recombination soon.
We need to create.
Oh, that is 3 charm slots. Ooh, but none of the other ones are good.
On with you.
Interesting. Nope, get rid of that.
Have you found more? Time is not on our side.
Besides, Masters of Mickey Mouse Tournament Stage 2 is where it really matters. If Boom meets T1, then chances of them qualifying is worse? Oh, for Boom. I mean, sure, but listen, I'm not in the business of others need to fail. Nongshim's just gonna do fine. Also, that doesn't mean, like, Boom's eliminated anyway, right? If it was a matter of, like, Boom's eliminated or goes to Toronto, then I would be like, listen, sorry, Boom, but I can't wish for that, but, you know. Hey, what's up, Rishi? Okay, it seems like if I'm just playing at like giga upscaled resolution, then it's somewhat more bearable. Which, honestly, it doesn't actually look that bad on my screen. I think it actually looks much worse on the stream. Dude, I love getting those plants for myself. Feels good. But also feels slow. Yeah, warrior is always tough because you gotta like figure out the balance. The random checkpoint. Wow, so many okay, that's definitely killing the stream. It's so bad. To be fair, you didn't miss much. I mean, it wasn't lagging that bad on my screen, but it was also just all red and orange. But like, I can hear my graphics card like struggling, which is where, oh dude, oh, he was one of those, the teleporting ones. But I think the explosions, that they changed this because the way that these are getting rendered right now is definitely different for me, almost worse. So they know that something's wrong right now. But again, nobody else is having issues this bad with relatively similar setup stuff, so I'm just not sure. After this map, we'll hop off of PoE 2. I mean, this is like, I might as well just take a break until EMEA if the stream's gonna be like this. So maybe we'll talk about last Depop or something. It's just annoying. Wait, no, wrong guy. Yeah, there you go. Nice. No, I would love to stream more PoE, but I mean, I'm streaming a slideshow right now. I genuinely think they messed up fire texture or something because it's mainly fire. Yeah, no, it is definitely the fire stuff. And I think they tried to change it on today's patch, but they like broke it even more for other people. Like some people were saying it got fixed for them, but then other people, the screen just like wasn't loading at all to begin with, which is obviously a bigger problem. But yeah, it's the fire explosions. Because even on my screen, the bloom is crazy on these right now. And everything fire, like look at this barrier. It like renders above. There's something going on with how things are being rendered. They really bulked up the technical aspect this time around. You know what? Actually, this dog with the magma barrier probably is also affecting it. It is probably just everything fire related. That's probably what it is. Because I wasn't using that yesterday when we were testing. But I kind of need to right now because I need elemental resistance. So we just have to work with it, I guess. Go away.
I'll not make the journey home like that.
Just gonna put this on while studying history. Right on. Hopefully I don't say anything that will confuse you.
Yes. You need to create.
Anything that I would want to keep in recombination? Not really. Not something that I'm looking to keep. Plus 160. Might try crafting that one. 2 charm slots, but only 8 strength. We don't really mind that one either.
Worthy remnants.
We can craft that later. Because the blood explosions aren't killing. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right, actually. Yeah, so it's probably because I'm using a pet that also has the fire textures. That's also making it even worse. I wonder if I just work with the crab, then it's doable. Well, no, because these explosions would still kill it. Yeah, it's not even when there's a lot. Like, even if there... Well, okay, there's... Also, like, these miners go crazy this patch. But it's only when there's, like, 2 or 3 on my screen as well. It freezes up. Well, hopefully. I mean, they're clearly very well aware of it because they tried to do some sort of rendering change today, they said. It's just unfortunately bugged out. So hopefully it gets resolved.
Nowhere safe.
Dude, we're all over the place. Yeah, there's one in the checkpoint below, there's one to the side, and there's one here.
A clean kill.
Noise. Stabs are my favorite. They give so much for so little space. Hey, big guy. Hey, Logic, how's it going? And then we gotta go all the way here, right? I guess we'll just take the lower route. Yeah, I think I'm going to be pretty satisfied with this build soon enough. So after the last Epoch update, probably what we'll do is probably try my own Kitava build. Or since a lot of people seem to be doing Kitava, maybe I'll try out Tactician. Last rare. Wait, you're not the rare. Oh, dude, that ring I got no matter when I dove in. That almost wrecked me.
Here comes the party!
Yeah, but with the block chance too, it feels pretty stable for the level. Yeah, it's a big difference.
Have you found more what? Collect more other worthy
The Recombinator needs expedition stuff, right? Okay. Need more orbs too. Might be time to break my SSF a little bit to get more orbs. Wait, quality of a skill gem. Which ones would give me the biggest boost? Corrupted blood duration, stolen modifier. That's fun, but that's not important. March target receives heavy stun buildup equal to... So extra heavy stun, which is whatever. Reduced reservation. We don't really need that right now. Cooldown recovery. This could be good. Hazards have chance to rearm on their own. That could be good. Blood hunt. Extra explosion? Not really important. Deals up to... Okay, more damage based on distance travel. So rake is probably what you still want. And then I need a greater jewelers, honestly. Oh, no, I don't. I need one for my pet. Although, okay, so if we don't use him and I use my other one, I'll probably die if I try this, but let's see if this helps the frame rates a little bit. More explosions. Let's just break the game. And then I'm using this on Rake, yeah? Deals an additional 7% already. That's huge. Totem's got a buff. Oh, right. These do 15%, but it's either fork, chain, or pierce. I think later maybe I make them do the pinning and the aggravating. Do I have the hazard cluster? No, not yet. So we won't worry about the Caltrop support just yet. Nobody got poisoned, so they don't poison by default. Do I want to go Scattershot or Envenom here? I guess Envenom for now. Okay, see if that helps a little teensy-weensy a little bit. Wait, that's a boss map. Do I dare try a 7? I think I do. I think I do. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad map. I don't know if I necessarily go rare on this one, just in case. Nobody got poisoned. EDG drama. Nongshim lost to T1 in Valorant and LOL. Truly. What the heck? What is this hate, man? What is this hate?
Another day, another jungle.
Ooh, we got an expedition on this one. Nice. That's good.
Bleed out. Wait. What's this?
How was that? A little bit better? I mean, I guess we don't have the guys throwing TNT everywhere, so that helps. Oh, no, but this crap blows up corpses. I forgot. Dude, maybe I just give up with the elemental res for aura for now. I would still be at 60. Wait, this one had extra physical damage, aura, and dude, that would have been sick. Can your snake teleport? My snake does not teleport. This one doesn't. They have to have the right mods for it. But my, like, ideal goal would be like extra physical damage aura on my ranged. And then I have like a tanky frontline melee beast with elemental resist aura and hinder, potentially haste, or like temporal bubble. You know, just like another AOE debuff. And then I would want my range to have shock, all damage shocks. So extra physical damage and then shock. That would be the goal, because shock gives you plus 20%. It increases the damage you take by 20%, which means that actually increases the bleed damage as well, even though normally you can't increase that. So that would be kind of big. Wait, does my crab ignite? Is that what's going on? Can you sell me some copium that Apex is getting better and Vitality is getting worse, so there's a chance that Apex takes it today? Oh, that's like the only reason we're going to watch it together, is just in the case that it does happen. I don't want to miss it. Is it unlikely? Quite. Is it impossible? No. No, you can ask about Valorant. Anytime we're streaming something else, like... I'm happy to talk about Valorant or any other esport, quite frankly. Normally when we're doing stuff like this, I'm kind of just chilling. If we're playing like a story game, obviously I might be like immersed in the story and we might be talking about that. But the great thing about ARPGs is it's great for both the streamer and, I mean, if you like that kind of stuff, for viewers as well, where you can kind of just talk about whatever. Not a big deal. Wasn't too bad. Yeah, it's still like anytime there's a lot of effects, it's still struggling, but it's not too bad. I am curious. I do want to know like what their fix is, because if it doesn't make it better, there's something going on my end as well, right? So, oh wait, what do you have? Hinder aura, stun. Oh man, it's so good. Stun resistant, but no elemental resist. Oh, but the boar is so good. It's tanky. It charges. No, but I'm not going to waste a gem on you. Not that gems are scarce. We have them forever. Stun's pretty good, actually. But, nope. You want only the best. Because for now, it's okay without it. Alright, while my companions go at it, we'll just take that mod for ourselves. Yeah, I mean, Shock's just, like, kind of OP. But yeah, regarding Apex, I actually think there's a chance. I think it's, you know, it would be a big upset, but it's... I think there's a world. I think there's a world. Oh, wow. I did not realize the other guys slammed down as well. Well, perfect, because we missed some rares here, so let's go down and get those. It would be the EG crew, yeah. I mean, hey, every region has one. Oh my gosh, almost died there. Those guys and their shockwaves, and like goes much further than I think every time. Wait, who? Oh, you. Oh, and you. What the heck? We have double rares. What the? Where'd he go? I'm out of mana. Yeah, the only problem right now is I run out of mana, like, really easily. What PoE-like game would you suggest for someone who has never played them before? Just looks like a lot of clicking. Fun fact, PoE 2 has WASD controls, so it's not actually as much clicking, and you can just like hold down for repeated attacks. The old school ones are a lot of clicking. Honestly, what I would recommend is we're going to stream the last Epoch update in 2 days. and they are implementing a beta for WASD controls in there as well. It used to just be point to move and attack. And Last Epoch's like a pretty good entry point, I think, for people who want to try an ARPG. It isn't free to play, but it's not like a full price AAA. And I liked it very early on in early access. I haven't played it recently, so I'm getting back into it with this update as well. But you know, PoE 2 is a bit more daunting on the theory crafting. Last Epoch's very straightforward, in my opinion, on the theory crafting. It's very easy to respec. Crafting is like mostly all deterministic, so you have a lot more agency. You can trade, you can not trade. I generally think I will always enjoy PoE 2 more, like simply gameplay wise, but I think Last Epoch is always worth a good recommendation, and also PoE 2 is in early access, so it's hard for me to like hard recommend it as like a investment, especially when, you know, you could be playing it for free once it comes out, probably next year. Oh, Torchlight 2 is also a good shout. Torchlight, dude, I had so much fun with Torchlight 2. Torchlight 2 is a good shout. Obviously an older game, but it holds up, right? This graphic style is not one that will get marred with time. And Torchlight 2, you play on your own, so... yeah, Torchlight 2 is a good shout. But, yeah, we'll be playing Last Epoch, so if you're kind of curious, like, what other options there are, that's one to consider. Can you not use your minions as a shield, please? Titan Quest I've never tried, but, like, Titan Quest 2 is coming out, right? Yeah, Torchlight's really good for first-time players. I agree, something. Torchlight's really solid. Yeah, Torchlight is a good shout, and you can get it for pretty cheap on sales and stuff. Oh, what? You show up as a map boss now? Oh, I hate it. Oh, that kind of works, though. Hazards kind of work. They just constantly take damage. I'm okay with that. Oof. I am going to run out of pots if I don't watch out. Can you not? Can you come to the center of the screen, please? Please? Oof. Okay, well, not like that. Thank you. Uh-oh. Ooh. Yeah, I will say, out of all the games I've tried so far, I think it was Epic Lows was asking, this is the most, like, intensive, even though it's WASD. This is the most intensive in terms of action, like, involved action. So while the other ones are point to click and move, generally, they're not going to be as involved. So if you're, like, not looking to break your hands and wrists, then generally ARPGs are you can figure out a way. Omen's my only good smoke. Astro's too complicated, and I don't have the aim to play Clove. I guess Primus. Omen's always like the reliable one, though, no matter what. Yo, I saw... honestly, I was watching Shroud play it. I had it on as basically a radio. It doesn't look so bad. I mean, I'm not a big survival game guy, but the RuneScape survival game looks kind of decent. PoE 1 does have it. There is a PoE 1 which is free to play, but PoE 1 does not have WASD controls. So that is the... And then PoE 1 is also... Like, if you like the deep theory crafting, like, PoE 1's fun as well. But PoE 1 you could try as well. But if you're going to try PoE 1... I mean, I guess if you want to... I guess at that point it's like a cost thing. If you want to play for free, obviously PoE 1, kind of the way to try it. But if you're okay, like if you're looking for a game to buy, then I would consider either Torchlight 2 or Last Epoch. Ooh. And yeah, the game is currently freaking out on any... It's not lagging for me, but OBS is kind of freaking out, so... I think something with the way the fire stuff is rendered. It's been a problem for the past week or such. Man, there's so many things I want to try on the Recombinator because it's not guaranteed, but we gotta do these expeditions. Okay, this one we'll try crafting. Armor and evasion, though. No, this one we won't do. This one we won't do. No, no, no. No. Okay.
What can I do for you? I'll be here, waiting.
So I didn't even know Enshrouded was a game, but yeah, everyone kept saying that it looks kind of like Enshrouded. High plat, low diamond, just like me. Well, not right now. I'm stuck in gold right now. Yeah, but PoE 1 is free. And you could like be enjoying PoE 1 until PoE 2 comes out, and then all the like cosmetics are shared across both games. So there's that. Like if you wanted to go into cosmetics, if that's something you do in games. There was still an expedition, yeah, in the map. This will probably lag out. All right, let's see. Oh, we got the 100% experience. But monster immune to physical damage. No, we definitely cannot get that. So there's experience here. I really like expedition, by the way, as a mechanic. Rarity and number of rares. So ideally we go experience into number, but either way, 1, 2, 3, 4. Another rarity here. Number of magic monsters. Are there any like boss nodes? Not really. This is a big one, but not a rare, or not a guaranteed boss. Okay. So let's get the experience first. Make sure we're not hitting the hitting this one, the immune to physical damage. We can't quite. Okay, it gets highlighted. Is that included? Let's try it. This is gonna get crowded. Okay, let's set up some hazards first.
Let's see what shakes loose. Aware with you.
These guys hurt, by the way. These mages with their elemental explosions. Like so. Speak of the devil.
Hold on.
How much are we lagging? Oh, well, I'm dead. Sometimes I can't even see their explosions on my screen because it's on the... Oh, shoot! What the hell? What the heck? I don't think I've ever been one-shot by the projectiles before. Oh, it might be because I only have it on my crab. The elemental, I might always just barely be getting out of range. We are losing Giga XP. Okay, play this smart. No, I think I don't know why I'm getting one shot by those. Oh, they had extra fire damage. That might be why. Maybe I've never had to run into them with extra fire damage. That's unfortunate. All I needed to do was dodge around. Rough. Paradox is bragging? What's Paradox bragging about? Oh, about playing Astra. Unfortunate. Damn, I need more artifacts too. That's giga unfortunate. F. Honestly, chat, I don't want to have to keep worrying about. Hopefully this gets fixed. I don't know. I mean, I'll continue to look at it. I think it's fine. Let's just, since we're on the game anyway, let's just try windowed mode again. And if it is in fact better, which it should be. I know the resolution's weird. Bear with me. Let's try one more just to see if this is in fact better. Because if not, until they fix it, I probably just won't stream this game anymore. Which sucks. Because I like it. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Is this a D-ranking stream? Damn. Being blasted by my own chat out here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down. Don't talk about that stuff so openly in chat. You know, you do what you want to do, but just gonna delete that so it doesn't stay on screen. I am not a big advocate of it. Obviously, you do it for different reasons. I'm not judging, but you know, all good, all good. I think Omen Paranoia is better than Astra Suck Stun. Omen Paranoia is the most reliable in solo queue. No, I mean, it wasn't anything. Lowe's wasn't saying anything too crazy. I just don't. I'm not a huge advocate for it, so I don't want it sticking around. Okay, that's a lot of mods. I don't want to do that. Not for the boss. Well, you know what? For the lulz. They have crit chance. They have crit bonus. They have speed. Oh, we have less recovery rate though. Might as well try. Now it all looks buttery. Okay. Yeah, it might be because my monitor's at that. So even if it's upscaling, I think it's just struggling to bring it up. Astra is fun, but Astra also requires so much good teamwork, though. The only map I always feel confident to play Astra on solo queue is Split. Split is pretty easy to work off of just like mini-map contact IMO. Are we smooth now? Because, listen, I don't mind playing in windowed mode. I can play full screen when I play on my own. Chobra J-Ball. The Chivos versus the Tories. Oh, I don't know why that's so funny. That's hilarious. Okay, these explosions will be a good test. Smooth? It is smoother on my end. Okay, well, we figured it out, chat. I just have to pretend that I'm Mac Noon. Anybody remember Mac Noon? He, I think, is about to or recently played like a streamer tournament on Soup. It is I do have to get used to it a little bit. It is much smaller. Because I have a comically large monitor for, especially for someone who plays FPSs. Yeah, no, the 5th star returning was huge. For sure, I agree. I agree, Paradox. No. The slower regen is killing me. I should probably get my 3rd ascendancy, huh? Except I tried it once on the Sekimus trial, and the way I'm playing is not very good for Sekimus, so I think I have to do Chaos. But I haven't gotten ultimatums of the right level yet. Oh yeah, whenever I play in windowed mode though, if I like hold down Alt and I start clicking away, Windows is like freaking out. They're like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, no, I don't want you to do anything. Don't worry about it. This game would be better if it had LeBron. Would it though? What would LeBron's ascendancy be? I guess I am higher at a higher level in level 72, so things aren't dying as quick either. Hey, William. What's up? I think TMV wants to curse my CN Pickems for flying ups. Yeah, TMV's already done his Pickems too, right? He like did them all in one or something. Crazy man. I gotta learn to be a content farming machine like TMV, chat. He just dunks on everyone. LeBron. They finally added respecking ascendancies. They did. So wait, someone was asking that. Was it new friends? Do I plan on respecking at all? After I've done enough of, like, I want to try Amazon, but I feel like Amazon was always going to be fairly straightforward. You know, just stack damage, stack crit. I don't, on paper, I hadn't really thought of any other, like, builds. And, like, that's fun, but I want to, like, I don't know. I have a lot of fun just, like, finding quirky things to do, I think. I'm not necessarily, like, I have to see big numbers go boom type. Obviously, that's the end goal, but if it's, like, a full-on MMO, then I would care about that, but obviously it's not, so. Wow, it is much slower. Did they have defensive stuff too? Why are they taking forever to die? We have less. No, they don't have any defensive. Just one level and suddenly they just don't die? That's crazy. Minions, can you do your job so I can sacrifice this undead being for my own good? Oh my gosh, it had freaking Shroud Step. Oh god. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Where will we jump to next? Nobody knows. It's just so funny that it happens so suddenly. Jeez. It does make the game quite interesting when that happens. The first time it happened, I freaked out. I was like, what's going on with my game? And I was like, oh, it's me. It was my own undoing. Almost got the same Pickems as TMV. Oh, damn. No, that doesn't sound too good. There's less build diversity this league? I mean, is that... I feel like that's just because everyone's just doing what, like, worked, though. Because everyone's like, I just want to get through and get items. Which is, like, fine, like, if that's what you enjoy. But I don't know if, like... I've seen that sentiment a lot. And obviously, like, it could be true. But I feel like not enough people have experimented to know if that's actually true or not. Oops. I think it also just has to do with like people just really wanting to play Spear, so everyone's like experimenting with Spear and Huntress, and probably after some time, especially like content creators, because they're gonna run out of other things to do once like Last Epoch is done, they'll start experimenting with other classes and some fun things will show up. Because I feel like even the existing Ascendancies probably have some unique things you can do, especially with some of the new support gems, right? But and the Spear, so like there's the there's just the full strength disengage one button stop build that's like good for hardcore. Like, you know, is it the fastest? Is it the best? No, but it kind of depends on what you want. I guess if you want to argue like there's maybe not enough at the high end, that could probably be, that's probably more likely true, but I guess it depends on what you're looking for. If you love lineups and stuff, so is the go-to pick. You know, I do love lineups, but I'll be honest, that's at a certain point. Dude, no, stop teleporting me. Yeah. Why did I pick up that mod? I just don't have the time to learn all the lineups anymore. Oh my god, let me channel my stuff. Teleported me while I was channeling. That's crazy. Oh my god, it just sent me to my death. Gosh. No, stop it. Let me get the Regal Shard. Never again. I gotta stop picking up that mod. Dude, that's gonna be terrible when I get the self-buffing Ascendancy. And you can only get one from that. And I channel and that's what I get, just the random TP, and that's going to feel terrible. My controversial take is that Nova loses their opening match against XOG. Okay, a little bit hot already, and then goes on a crazy lower bracket run until the lower final and get placed third, while BLG gets second and EG first. I mean, I don't think that's too crazy. Yo, Yissel with a tier 1 resub. Dude, 61 months. Insane. Thank you for the reminder. When you say soon, do you mean tonight? I remember I was looking at that. Again, there's no sound? Oh, dude. I suck. I suck at streaming. What the hell is going on over here? Why are they all crowded around the wisp? That looks scary as hell. What's going on in this room, chat? Oh, is there a door in this room? Is that what's going on? What the hell? Dude, what are they all doing over there? Wait, they're a minion. Okay, this one conjures... Wait, Dire Howl? Wait, that's not a beast? What the heck? That's a beast? What do you have? Breaks armor, increased area effect is nice, but lightning storms, not what I'm looking for. Alright, here we go. They're just gonna get instant triggered by the I just wanted to trigger the wisp, man. Damn it, we're gonna die. We're not gonna complete this map. Yeah, I just wanted to trigger the wisp, man. Oh, here come the Ox. Hello. Yes, very good. Oh god, the lightning storms. Jeez. Dude, the ox need to stop. Let the bleed do its job. Let the bleed do its job. Oh god. I am gonna run out of pots. And it's gonna be bad. Get stunned, please. Oh god. Oh god, the lightning storms. Make it stop. Oh god, I'm out of pots. Okay. Oh my goodness. No, I died. The poison. Says until the 17th. Okay. It's a hassle because I don't know how to play the weapons. Oh wait, it's a weapon fixed arena quest. Question of the day: do you know of any platforms for people that want to get into writing for esports, whether it be Valo or various others? You mean like for articles and stuff?
Of course.
I mean, honestly, I don't know for sure. I wouldn't be the best person for this, but my gut says like just having your own like blog and then sharing that on social media and Reddit is probably a good place to start. Is Gosu Gamer still alive? Dude, this one's... it's not great. It's got 34 cold resist, though. See, like, stuff like that I would want to go through the recombinator, but I'm running out of space. I guess we got the boss. I guess we completed the... Oh, no, we didn't get the boss there. So I gotta redo it. That's unfortunate. We lost the map. Ooh, I should just do the tower here and buff everything up. Oh, the tower's got a boss. Time to go for tier 8 again. Monster elemental resistance, doesn't matter. They bleed me, doesn't matter. Just don't get hit. Forehead. Alright, it's got enough mods to give me 2 slots. Let's do it. Wait. No, I wanted to try bringing the dog back. See if that's okay now with the window being smaller. Oh, I haven't told you guys, but I got engaged to my girlfriend 3 days ago. Big congrats. Huge congrats. Huge congrats, Paradox. That's a huge step. And everybody, give a big congrats to our lovely mod. Now that's huge. Isn't it so nerve-wracking? It's so nerve-wracking. I assume you like proposed. That's what's nerve-wracking. Getting engaged like as a fact isn't necessarily the nerve-wracking part. But no, that's big. That's big, Paradox. I had a feeling that that's what it was. I had a feeling when you were talking about something big coming up. I guess when you've gone through it, you just kind of know. That's awesome. Well, congratulations to both of you. Hope all the, all the future steps are smooth and great as well. Now you feel like an uncle? Well, no, it's too early for that. You don't have to feel like an uncle yet. What was I going to do? The other pet. My rabid dog. Let's try scatter shot. The most pressure is what if they say no? Yeah. No, it's like, and like people will be like, well, don't you talk about this stuff before? And it's like, but even if you do, you just like, you just never know. You know, you don't really know. And like, there's a number of reasons they could say no, right? Like, you know, maybe they are interested in getting married, but like, not quite yet and whatnot. You know, because like me and my my. There we go. This is what we want to test. Let me know if we lag out, because if the resolution fixes it, then that's great news. But me and my wife had like already started talking about it, and what just hit me? And I wanted to make sure that we had already kind of gotten like each parent's blessings as well, like, you know, kind of letting them know that we are planning on getting married and all that. So like, you know, it was all pretty like, you know, we were gonna get married, but it's also like, you know, sometimes there's a difference for some people of like, well, yeah, no, like I am gonna get married, you know, like to you, but I don't know if I like, you know, I thought it was gonna be like a slow prep, or, you know, they're like, well, I thought we were just gonna like start talking about it, and then like who knows what comes up. Like everybody has like different, you know, timelines and whatnot. It's so nerve-wracking. I always tell my wife, I'm like, it was literally the most nervous day of my life. And she's like, what? Why? And I'm like, what do you mean, why? What if you said no? It's the baller rule. There's always a 30% chance. I mean, kind of, though. Again, like, it doesn't mean that they would, like, dump you, but... But like, then there's that too, right? It's like, well, like, is it any better if they don't dump you and they say no? It's like, well, am I supposed to just keep dating you knowing that I proposed and got rejected? Like, you know, what's going on here? It's nerve-wracking. It is nerve-wracking for sure. Did he answer the writing question? I did, but I don't know for a fact. I'm not well-versed enough. But Lois, basically what I said was, in terms of like getting a free start on your own, the best is probably to have your own like blog on any platform, on a free platform, and kind of share that on social media, Reddit, things like that, right? It depends on your goal too. Like if you want to get it started so you can have basically your own newsletter and stuff, whether paid or not, then you could just eventually build that into your own newsletter system. You could have your own feed. You could have a Patreon, things like that. Or like if you're looking to get picked up by a platform and an org, then obviously, you know, you spread it around, and then maybe someone notices, or then the next time someone's putting out a call for like writers and such, you have something to point to and be like, well, I have all this stuff. It's the same thing with like content creation and casting and production. It's like, yes, there are some official avenues, but also like whatever you can afford to do in your spare time, you should do it, like on YouTube, or have it recorded separately. Wait, Beast. Wait, these guys are beasts? Wait, hold on. Elemental Resist. Hasted, not Haste Aura. Do I want this guy? Do I want this guy, chat? What's my rabid dog? What's my rabid dog have? Elemental proximal tangibility, magma bear. Oh my! And this guy's got elemental resist, stun resistant, and extra energy. I mean, both of them have individual defenses, which is nice because they won't die that easily. This guy's got a whopping big hit. I mean, I have plenty of gems. We should try getting this guy. Oh shoot. I am out of pots. I got freaked out because I was out of pots and I forgot to channel it. Oops. Well, it's okay. It's not that different from a rabid dog. We've known each other since childhood. Oh, wow. Yo, that's crazy. That's such a sweet story. Took me 12 years to ask her out on our first date. That's so cute. That's so adorable. That's amazing. Well, it's all working out. Doesn't matter how long it took. What matters is that you took the courage to take the jump. Okay, wait, hold up. We got two here. No, we got one. Extra physical damage aura. Wait, no, that's my guy. And what? And what? What do you have? Extra cold damage. No. I mean, that's fine, but I definitely need elemental resist aura on my melee, because on bosses and stuff, I need them to be around me. What am I getting hurt by? Oh, I'm bleeding. Okay. Chat, the match is going to start soon. I got to get through this map. Lothar just posted his post-match review on Reddit and stuff. Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, like, Lothar, I think the idea is like, you get eyeballs on there, some people like it, they come check out your other content, right? So, like, it's another just way to get your stuff out there, which I think is good. I mean, good on him. He's so quick with it, too. Wait, wait, no, this one's undead. Never mind. This one's not a beast. I keep getting confused by my own snake. Sorry for that. It's because of my keybinds. I keep, like, double pressing stuff, so my Windows keeps freaking out, chat. It's not your own PC. Don't worry. What the heck? Dude, he just went straight for my snake. What the heck? That's messed up. Leave my snake alone, you gorilla. My snake's just chilling here. How's the scatter shot working on my snake? Oh, shoot. That is nice. Wait, but if it's green, it can poison, no? I'm so confused if that carries over to minions. Unfortunately, dad get married. No, honestly, chat. Obviously, you know, you gotta find the right person. But if you do find the right person, there's nothing better. Uh-oh. Because obviously, a lot of people are always like, well, you know, like you lose out on your free time, and it's all true. Like, it's all true. It's not easy, but I wouldn't have it any other way, for sure. Oh my god. Ooh. What are these? Grip of Winter. Okay, it's a leveling unique. Cold resist and magnitude chill and freeze. Okay, that's pretty good. The new NVIDIA driver update is tweaking my PC too. Oh, yeah, I mean, it definitely has had problems. That much is for sure, but I think for me, PoE was a bigger problem. But, like, it was having problems with Valorant, right? Wasn't it? The new update? Oh, I was looking at chat, and apparently I was bleeding, and I was running around and dying. Chat, I can't. Okay, I gotta focus on the game, chat, because we gotta finish this and get into the match. As a heads up, YouTube, we are gonna switch to the other scheduled stream. So, if you want, you can go on and head on over there, or you can go once I end the YouTube stream after I'm done with this map. I think the resolution was a big factor, yes. So obviously we didn't have issues with it before, so hopefully it will still get optimized, but even if I was like upscaling from much lower resolution, I guess like upscaling up to 1440 was killing it, so I'm just playing in windowed mode, and then I just have it stretched out for stream. No time for strong boxes. We gotta go. We gotta go. Get out of my way, PoE. We gotta watch freaking... We gotta watch Apex crush Vitality. Oh, wrong way. Let the chain reactions do their thing. Oh my... We gotta run all the way back. We don't have time for this. Dude, so much for them saying we're gonna add more checkpoints, huh? Oh, I'm on the Apex train. Yeah, no, it's all good. Yes, so. Only Pacific and China deserve our full attention in commands and Gamba. What age do people normally marry at? I mean, it all depends, right? In Korea, it's kind of all over the place, I think. Obviously, Korea, people just aren't getting married at all, which is a whole separate problem, but... Or having kids. I know a couple friends who got married really young, so that does happen. I mean, 20 is definitely quite young. But yeah, I've definitely had a couple friends who got married while we were in school. Oh! What is that? You gain damage as chaos damage, and enemies can explode. Okay. Sick. Alright, go, 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 go. Oh, it's like giga more damage. Oh, it's gonna run out. Chat, we'll be switching over in a second. We just need to finish this. I feel like there's a lot left though. There's still another rare. Oh my god, there's poison everywhere. What the heck? Uh-oh. Why is there so much stuff here? What's going on? Alright, everybody just self-implode. That's good. Oh god. Dude, what are you hitting me with? What in the world? Oh, they're the blood. Oh, you can't see it's so tiny on my screen, chat. Oh, GG. All right, let's switch over. Okay, GG, chat. I tried to rush it, and I got wrecked. I got wrecked for it. It's all right. We didn't actually lose net XP. We just didn't gain XP, which is unfortunate. I'm going to try to level up. If I can get to like 85, I think I could probably do a couple of the end game content, and then I would be happy with the build. But it'll take some time. I'll take it slow, bit by bit. I've given up on rushing to make videos on PoE anyway. It takes too long for me with all the VCT matches. All right, so YouTube stream. Everyone watch out for the flashback. We're switching. YouTube stream, we're going to end this one, and I'll start up the other one that's already scheduled. So please go to the channel, check out the new one, and stick with us here for the match. And we'll see you guys in just a second.